Israel is demanding retribution for the attacks by Hamas. As the Israel-Hamas war drags into its 6th day, the total death toll has risen to 2,500. Palestinian Health Ministry says 1,200 people have been killed in Gaza in Israeli strikes. Israel endured a massive multi-pronged surprise attack from Hamas on Saturday, triggering another war. 1,300 people have been killed in Israel so far. In the latest, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has landed in Israel. In a show of solidarity with Washington's closest West Asia ally, Blinken will meet senior Israeli officials, possibly including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, to discuss further boosting military support. But he will also meet with Palestinian and Jordan leaders in Amman on Friday. Hamas has reportedly fired a barrage of rockets at Tel Aviv in response to Israeli strikes. The group says strikes are in response to Israeli strikes at refugee camps in Gaza. Germany has extended its military support to Israel. Country's defense minister confirmed that Berlin will allow Israel to use 2 Heron drones the German Air Force has in use in the country. Russian foreign minister has called for an immediate end to hostilities. Just like Vladimir Putin, he too blamed US for its role in conflict. He said that US has been sabotaging United Nations decisions to create a Palestinian state. The Israeli Defense Forces have admitted that there were some unspecified indications but no major warnings the night before Hamas launched its massive attack. Senior intelligence officers reportedly discussed the signs on Friday night and agreed to continue the conversation in the morning. The Israeli forces were caught off guard when the attack was launched early on Saturday morning. The admission comes a day after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected the reports of Egypt warning Israel of a big attack 3 days in advance. The Israeli Prime Minister vowed to wipe Hamas off the face of the earth shortly after forming an emergency unity government. Addressing the newly formed war cabinet, Benjamin Netanyahu declared, and I quote, "Every Hamas member is a dead man." Netanyahu has temporarily settled his political differences by including centrist former Defense Minister Benny Gantz in the new government formed for the duration of the crisis. Israel has amassed thousands of troops, tanks and other heavy armor around Gaza as it executes a total siege of the Strip before launching a ground offensive. The threat of a multi-front war is also looming large as Israel comes under fresh attacks on its northern borders from militant groups in neighboring Lebanon and Syria. Supplies ran low in the Gaza Strip, where power went out last evening after the only power station in the territory ran out of fuel. With this, all medical facilities risk going out of operation just within days, triggering a greater humanitarian crisis. On the other hand, the US President Joe Biden made his first call for restraint over Israel's response to the Hamas attacks. He's urging Israel to abide by the rules of the war. Even as more arms and ammunition supplies from Washington arrived in Israel, the US confirmed at least 22 American citizens have been killed in Israel.
So in this moment,